back out here for an update on the Extreme Shenanigans 350Z. We have here a built VQ35DE. We have stage 3 BC cams. We have DC headers right here. We have inside of here, we have Y-scope pistons, and we have Manley H-beam rods, and we have a Boundaries billet gears in the oil pump. Not to mention we also have BC springs and all that for the cams. The heads have been machined, the block, all of it. All of it's brand new. I have the Stillen fan down here. Extra reserve capacity. But anyways, today we're going to show you the easiest way to remove a VQ from your Nissan 350Z. Alright, so the first thing we want to do when we go to remove the engine, we want to drain all the fluids. We want to drain the coolant out of the radiator, we want to drain the coolant out of the block, and we want to drain the oil out of the engine. And then you want to pull the front bumper off, the crash bar, and you just want to get that whole radiator support right on out of there. For me, it's very easy. It's a couple of zip ties and a couple of bolts because it's been on and off like, I don't know, countless amount of times. Many times. And then you get all that removed and you have full access to the entire engine bay. Full access. Then you want to disconnect all the hoses that lead to the engine, and there is 2 ground wires, one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side, right near the wheel wells. You want to disconnect them. And then you want to go into the cabin of the car and you want to disconnect the 2 wiring harnesses that go to the main computer. Disconnect them and get them slid through this grommet that's near the firewall inside of the engine bay. Once you get that done, you can just flop that engine harness right on top of the motor, and then you're pretty much good to go. At that point, all you have to do is disconnect the 2 engine mount bolts on the cross member from underneath. You gotta unhook the starter, which is 2 bolts, and the transmission bolts. And then once you do that, I mean, you're good to go. Personally, I take the upper plenum off of the engine, and I take all the intakes, all that right off of there. And then I'll take a chain and I'll wrap it around one engine mount, go over it around the other engine mount, and then I'll loop it back and I'll grab it on, hook my engine crane onto the first or second one, depending which one needs to balance it. Because in order to get it up and out of the engine bay, you have to get over the power steering hose, high pressure power steering hose, and you kind of have to have it on an angle a little bit to get it through there. And I'll show you real quick. This right here is that power steering hose that, as you can see, is right in line with where the transmission is. And I also stick a jack under the transmission while I'm releasing the motor from the transmission. I did indeed have video of removing the whole engine and everything like that, but the GoPro died like halfway through. Moving forward, I'm going to do some more in-depth step-by-step processes with you guys, and when I put this motor back in, I will go step-by-step in how I do everything, including putting the bumper on and all that, because I left a lot of that out in this video due to the camera dying, and then I was just kind of out of time, so I rushed to get it out of the car so I could make dinner in a reasonable time. So I apologize for that, and moving forward we will be doing more in-depth step-by-step guides on how to do these things. Next weekend in the garage, we will be tackling our next step in the engine swap here. We will be taking all the parts off of this engine that we need to put on this engine. We're going to button this all up. Right now none of this is sealed up, it's just kind of on there so that way oil and stuff isn't leaking everywhere. We're going to take this back apart and we'll put it back together, seal everything up, get it ready to go. And we'll get everything off of here, valve covers. We have a new ACT clutch over here we're going to stick on there. We got the intake, we got alternator, a bunch of parts that got to go on this. And we got some painting to do too, because we got this flat red right here. I'm not really a fan of it. I need something more shiny to go with the shine on this black here. So that's what we got going on next week.